guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be customizing this clear switch case I have, so it is Diana themed. I love Diana, I think she's a wonderful villager, so I wanted to show her how much I love her. I don't care if she's a digital character, she's a queen. So I just started off, I'm just using acrylic paints and just like £11 set of paintbrushes from Daily Rowney that I got off Amazon. And I'm just starting off with some white acrylic and blocking out Diana's form so that I can go in with the colours afterwards. You might have to use a couple of coats. I think I did like one really thick coat and then went over some areas, and you'll have to do this just because the case is like this sheer acrylic, just it can show through the paint, so because the paint doesn't stick to it super well, and it'll depend on the paints that you're using and everything like that, but yeah, you might have to do a couple of coats. But I use acrylic because it dries really fast and I like using it, and the good thing about it is if you mess up you can just wipe any paint off this material. So I wanted to go for sort of like a really kind of girly pink and sort of cherry blossom themed to go with Diana. So I was looking at the Joy-Con bits here. You can clearly see that I messed up my templates a little bit, but yeah, so I just went in with this sort of like kind of salmony pink, but with just a little more pinkness to it. I started drawing in some Sakura flowers, and yeah, so I was kind of painting that, and then I painted some of the little petals to go and fill up the areas, and I went in with a couple of more decorations a little later. I'm planning to put this over a purple skin for my Switch when it arrives, and eventually I'd like to be able to change the shell out on my Switch, because I feel like it would look a lot better on that, because obviously with the skins you still get some of the other colour of the actual controllers and the backplate showing through, so I'd ideally like to be able to switch it out. But for now it's I got like a lavender skin off Etsy, but I'm gonna put that in another video because it hasn't arrived yet, because it's coming from Hong Kong or something and I'm in like North Scotland. So yeah, I painted a couple of like flowers to the side, and then you can't see it too well there, but I've just written "No Doi," obviously Diana's catchphrase, in pink, and then I'm going to go and sharpen that up a bit later once I start adding a bit more detail. I added a little bit of white to the top of the petals to give it a bit more depth. Attempted shading the flower, realised it didn't look too good and decided not to do it on any of the others. Tried to sharpen up the writing at the bottom, but I'll go over that again later, that's not finished. So this is what I've got so far. I've got the outline of Diana and the Joy-Cons bit mostly finished. So I'm just going to go in now and start adding in some more details and colour. So the next thing I did was I started on this tree that was going to be behind Diana. I didn't have the perfect brown to match the game, but I was okay with that because I wanted it to be a bit darker anyway, because I wanted the focus to more be on Diana and the other things going on. So I just kind of mapped it out based on the template that I made to the left, which I just did by kind of pushing the paper against the case and then just kind of like drawing in where the holes were, and then I just did a little sketch, and then as you could see at the beginning I kind of traced over that. Well, I put it under the case while I did the white paint for Diana, and then I've just kept it next to me for a reference. So of course I'm doing a cherry blossom tree here, so I'm just mapping out the initial shape for it and just playing around with that until it looks in proportion and looks okay. Trying to be careful not to mess up Diana's form, mainly because I don't have much white paint left. You can actually just paint over it really easily, but I was running really low on white paint, and my local craft shop was not open today, and it was also pouring down, so even if it was open I definitely wouldn't have wanted to go and visit. So yeah, I'm just blocking that in and have to do a bit more of the pink paint at the bottom, because obviously it was over the brown, which is much darker. And then I just added in some little kind of floating petals. I kept it really, really simple because I didn't want to overcrowd it, and I wasn't doing an entire background because the skin I'm going to be putting it on is purple. So it's not going to look like an entire sort of scene anyway. I might do stuff like that in the future, but for this one I just wanted to keep it nice so it would look really pretty against the purple background to suit Diana. Then I added in a couple of flowers based off the hyacinths that are in the game, and I just did pink ones. The pink isn't very bright here, I do go over it a bit later, and that kind of brings it out a little bit more. And then it was sequin time. I've never really customized anything, especially, well, I have, but not covered it in sequins, and I wanted to have a little fun and, yeah, make it look all flashy for Diana. I'm just using a pair of tweezers here because it's much easier than trying to use your fingers to pop all of the little sequins off. I added in a couple of the sequins like inside to the flowers because I thought it looked really cute and it made them stand out a bit more. And yeah, then I went onto the back of the Joy-Con controllers, and I wanted to keep these really simple because obviously your hands are on them all the time. I did add sequins, but I tried to add them mostly where your hands aren't going to sit, but I don't use the Switch portable very often. It's normally in its dock, and I was really making this case just to look pretty and to protect it when I'm out and about. So I didn't make it to fit in the dock because some of the sequins on the back that I put on are quite big, so this doesn't fit in the dock. But you could do the exact same thing without the sequins on the back, or just put them on the top and you'd be totally fine. I just used them because I didn't need it to fit in the dock because that's not where I need the case. I was just for when I go around to my friend's house, or you know, when we're allowed to visit our friends again. Not great, but Animal Crossing is getting me through it. Plus I have much too much uni work anyway. So yeah, these are the sequins that I'm putting on the back. These ones are quite small, and I think you could totally get away with these ones on the back because it's in the indent anyway. But I put the bigger ones like along the flat bits, and yeah, it doesn't fit in the dock. Like you would be ripping the sequins off. You can't see too well because I've used white paper as a background because I was painting. But I'm surrounding, like there's like a hole there, like a long rectangular hole, and I'm just surrounding that in light purple, pink, and white little sequins. It's not sequins, are they? Are they gems? Whatever they are, the little stones. I'm gonna keep calling them sequins. I was actually really pleased with that one because the sequins fit perfectly. It's a tiny little bit wobbly, but it's fine. I was doing it for me, so I think if I was doing it for someone else, I'd be much more careful and it would be a bit better. But I was really pleased with how it ended up turning out anyway. So yeah, I'm just kind of having a look and seeing what it looks like right now, and yeah, it's looking good. It's got the overall kind of aesthetic going on now. So now I'm going in to paint Diana. Now I'm really sorry, my hair gets in the way a lot here. I didn't realise until way after I'd filmed. I thought I didn't realise that I was so far forward, but I taken my glasses off to paint, mainly because they're a bit too big for my head, because I lost a lot of weight. So my glasses are a bit too big now. So I take my glasses off, and then I end up getting really, really close so I can see, so my hair keeps popping in, and it looks a little crazy, I'm sorry. So yeah, I kind of went in with the pink there for a cheat, and then kind of tried to soften the edges a little bit with a dry brush when the paint was still wet. Because obviously acrylic does dry really, really quickly, and I wasn't mixing it with water for the most part. I did for some areas, but you don't want to water it down too much because then it gets that really weird look. So then I went in here with as much purple paint as I could get on a brush, for Diana's signature dress, which I've totally forgotten the name of. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Thank you very much, because I won't remember to look it up, but I would like to know. Yeah, I did have a couple of problems with the top of the dress, and because obviously I painted her entirely in white, I was trying to like work out where all the little lines of her form were. So yeah, I messed it up a little bit, but the joy of acrylic and a lot of other paints is that you can just paint over it again. I didn't wipe it off because obviously I already had the acrylic base, and I didn't want to ruin or scratch that off in any way. So I just painted over it in white. And because it's on a small scale, you don't need much paint at all, so yeah, it's quite easy to just fix any mistakes. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just painting all over it. I decided to block in like the top of her dress, and then like the necklace wasn't looking right, and I think that was when I decided to fix it a little bit as well. I waited for the purple to dry a little bit and then just went over and painted over it so I could fix the lines. So because I didn't want to ruin it, I was trying to like place the brush sideways to kind of blob the white paint on, because I needed it thick and I didn't want to just start smudging it with the purple as well in case any bits were still wet. I tried to see if I could salvage the necklace and then realized just it was all in the wrong place, and just tried to fix it as best as I could by just painting over it in the end. For the, oh yeah, my cat Nico came for a little visit. He's our cat now, but he used to be my neighbor's, but there's a whole long backstory to Nico and where he came from. But he was abandoned by his first owner, and then his second owner was my neighbor's daughter who went to study away. So she left the cat with her mum, but the cat doesn't really get on well with her and a couple of hair cats that she already has. And then she was moving in with her boyfriend, and the cat was visiting us all the time anyway, and just popping in through the window all the time. And she messaged us and she was like, look, I don't think the cat's gonna want to come with me. She's like, he's been hanging around here like his entire life, you know, how would you feel about taking Nico? He basically lives with you anyway. Because quite often he'd like spend the night with me and my boyfriend and just sleep on the bed, exactly like he is now. He's just behind me. Whenever I move around, he follows me into each room. So yeah, we decided we would do that because we thought it would be best for the cat. Because obviously that's the only thing we're concerned about. And then the only issue is that like me and my boyfriend are gonna be moving to Glasgow, which is over 200 miles away from where we are currently. So I just don't know how the cat's gonna cope with that, because he's an outdoor cat because it's really rural where I am. So he can go outside and it's fine, whereas, you know, Glasgow's a city and I'm just a bit worried that he won't adapt. So that will be an ongoing thing. We're not sure, and we don't know when we're moving because it kind of depends on my university and when they want me back in, because currently I'm not going into classes because of COVID and everything. But yeah, Now, back to the subject matter. Yeah, so I was really happy with how it was coming along so far. I was like so pleased it was actually looking like Diana. And yeah, so I was just going in with the details on like the top, with her little swirl and the blue ears, with the pink tops. And yeah, I was like so excited because Diana is now on my Switch case. Hey! I think all in all, I spent like 2 hours in total on this, and I think less than that, between an hour and a half and 2 hours. So it really didn't take long. I was really happy with the way it turned out. Yeah, so it's a pretty small project, but it's totally worth it. Like it looks really nice, and it's a way that you can just totally add your own personality or something really cool to your case. But because I'm customizing my controller to be like Sherb, I wanted my case to be like Diana because I love her too, and I would like to do other villagers. So if there was like anyone you'd like to see me do, let me know in the comments and I will totally try. But obviously I don't have like an unlimited supply of clear Switch cases or money, so you know, it'll be an ongoing thing. Maybe if you guys like it, like let me know and I might do more. I would like to do different villagers. Yeah, so I went in and just sharpened up those flowers a bit. I thought it looked a lot better. And then I added some sequins a bit later on to kind of add a bit more to the flowers and make them stand out. I used white dots on the cherry blossom tree rather than drawing each individual flower, because drawing each individual flower would have taken me so long, like literally years, and it probably wouldn't have looked that good because it was on such a small scale. And I probably would have ended up like messing up Diana's head or something, so I decided against it. I went in with more sequins because I never use them for anything, and I just thought I wanted to cover something in them, so this case got it. And yeah, I was really pleased with how it was. And now I'm gonna show you some photos and a little video of the final product and how it turned out. So I've added in some extra sequins. My light was kind of being really annoying when I was trying to do this, because obviously the case is so reflective. I brought my mouse pad in for a little bit of a background. Also, it's the cutest mouse pad in the world. It was like £12 on Amazon and it was worth every penny. Yeah, so on the back of the Joy-Con covers, I just did like 2 little patterns of sequins with different colours, and I thought that was really pretty, and my fingers didn't touch those areas when I was holding the controller, so that worked for me. And then yeah, there's my controller that's in progress at the moment. And yeah, I hope you liked this. I really enjoyed doing it. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe because I'll be doing loads more. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!